Good afternoon, everyone. So today we have to discuss on CSS layouts, normal flow, positioning elements, and floating elements. We will discuss myself, Dr. DBK Kamesh, Professor and HOD, Department of CSIT, MLR Institute of Technologies. So now the topic is, yesterday's we have covered that CSS, what is CSS, what kind of CSS are available, what kind of types are available, we have already discussed. And then block also we have given in the last class. So now we will give you introduction to CSS layouts, how it layouts is working. So which is a page layout technique allow us to take the elements contained in a web page and control where they are positioned relative to the following factors. Their default positions, very important here, default positions in normal layout flow, the other elements around them, their parent container and the main viewport or window. The page layout technique will be covering more and more details in the module. What is that? First one is normal flow, second one is floats, third one is positioning. Right. So, for example, if you take this kind of in a web page, in this page, the layout, a page layout to technique of elements, these kind of elements. So, we will contain in a web page and control where they are the positions. So, for example, this is here the position, here the position, here the position. So, then relatively following factors, their default positions in normal. So, for example, you take any rows in x-axis, y-axis, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. Then in this, so this position, then we will look at this is the position. Then why it, these kind of the factors are considered like using in a particular web page. Then there are three varieties, that is normal flow, floats and positioning. Then coming to this, then in what is normal flow? In a normal flow, how the browser lays out HTML page by default when you do nothing to the control page layout. In the quick HTML example, for example, in the HTML, P means it's a page break, right? UL, right? LI. These all are related to in this. In the HTML, then we can give in the first. This is called by cat food. Then in the exercise, then cheer up friend, etc. In this we can apply this kind of in this page break also. So they are using in a page break also. This is a CSS layout in a quick HTML. We need to incorporate into this. This is called a normal flow. Then next, floats. In floating, an element changes the behavior of the element on the block level elements that follow in a normal flow. Right. So what difference is the previous one to present one? So floating, an element changes the behavior, that element, and the block level elements that flow, it is a normal flow. The floated element is moved to the left, right and removed from normal flow, right? So here the floated element moved to the left side, right side and removed from the normal flow. The surrounding content floats around, like first one left. So float the element to the left, float the element to the right one. Then specifies no floating at all. This is the default value. So none is the default one. And inherit. So you specify the value of the float property should be inherited from the element's parent element, which is a float type of variety. Next, third one. So in this float example, see for example, this is called. So in this, how do we can define like this? We will write the examples like, so then division of first division, first one, second one, third one. There are three divisions. See, first one, second one, third one. There are three divisions, which is how it will be covered in the last class we already discussed. Then the division how you can use. This is the property and very like description, right? So like this. So in this, first one is float left side, the padding 15 pixels. So second one, background red, then division 2, so background yellow. In the body style we have written, so for in this example, see, this is in this example of photo next one, this is what. So then division class, division first division is div1. So now this div1 is will give you in this. Next second one is div2, right? Third one is div3. So there are three varieties of divisions we can apply into this. First one, so one background red, so that's what it is using in red. So second one background yellow, so second one using in yellow. Third one green, so green. See here, green, red, yellow. So this is the division we have given in a particular floating wells. This is the example of floats. Then next one, so positioning. So the position, a property to specify the type of positioning method used for an element like static, relative, absolute, fixed or sticky, right? So in your any kind of a web page which is used, like first one is static web page, relative web page, absolute and fixed and sticky. So in this static, so it's a default value. Static one is every positioning, first one is, this is the default value. Elements render in order as they appear in the document flow. The position is static. So while we using position static, which is a default one. So like static positioned elements are not affected by the top, bottom, left and right properties. For example, in this top, right? So this is top, this is bottom, this is left, sorry, right, this is left. So in this all the four corners, then so which is not affected by the top, bottom, left and right properties. The elements is positioning relative to its first positioned, which is not static, that is ancestor element, which is called as absolute. Second one. Third one, the element is positioned relative to the browser window, which is called as fixed, right? So then relative. So the element is positioned relative to the normal position. So left 20 pixels, add 20 pixels to the element in the left side position, left side 20 pixels added, right? So then last one is sticky. So the elements is positioned based on the user's control. Position a sticky elements toggle between the relative and fixed. So previous one, that previous one, relative and fixed. Depending on the scroll position, it is a position relative until the given offset position is met the viewport, then it is called as sticky, right? These are the positioning layout. So then example, document type HTML style. So then division, this is the sticky in this up to this one. So we have given position and then WebKit sticky, position sticky, top 0, padding 5 pixel, background color. So then this is the background color which we can show. Then this is the combination, color combination, border 2 pixel solid, so color combination. Then this is now. So some text we have written in the text, some text enables scrolling. So this is the form of how the sticky positioning works, like looks like this. Entire they have written in the document. Then so here we have division. So first division style. So then padding bottom 200 pixels, bottom 200. So then example like looks like all this. So we have given into this. Then for example, then this is the example of positioning. So we have given this kind of positioning values in a CSS layout. So far we have discussed in the CSS layout there are three verticals. One vertical is normal flow, second one is the floats, and third one is positioning. So that we have this is the entire the class which we can focusing on only these three areas. See, positioning into like this. This is the another methodology. Another example. So this is another example. See like this. This is the example like positions is fixed. So here this is the position, absolute position, right? So these are the all the verticals of then properties we have used: position, absolute, So those are like relatives, sticky, initial, inherit, then static, absolute, and fixed. So this in this class we will focusing on throughout then CSS layout, normal layout, and floating layout, and positioning layout. There are four varieties of verticals we will discussed in this CSS layout. Thank you one and all.